Hawkgirl, issue number 2. We're back at it. After reading the first issue, I was very just kind of interested in what was being established. I think it was going for something different with Kendra, which I very much appreciated. And that's kind of like a cool take. Like, this character has become very popular. She does have an impact in the larger DC universe. I think she represents a bunch of the things that both work in DC and don't work in DC. This book is almost like what she needs. It definitely feels like somebody had an idea for Kendra Saunders, and I appreciate that a lot. Like, it's about time somebody not really tried to figure it out, but was like, what if there was depth to this character outside of being on a justice team or something? And that's kind of interesting. Well, I think there were some parts of the first issue that didn't work. I'm still feeling that way about issue 2. There are a lot of ideas at play here. Not all of them are great. Some of this stuff needs to be built upon. A lot of the narration is very interesting, like explaining our characters and how they feel and how they think. I appreciate that aspect of things. Overall, I do believe this is more interesting than everything going on in Night Terrors. So that's a major victory when, like, one of the best DC books right now is better than the event. That's kind of exciting. So this issue opens up like the first one did. We are seeing two brothers who are like, just having a good night. One of them's a little more drunk. The other one's trying to save him. It's like, you're a piece of shit, you're a bad brother. Maybe if you, weren't such a sad sack, you'd bang your wife. He's like, shut up. And they start yelling at each other. And then the fox shows up. Remember the weird fox lady? She comes in and she sees them again because 50 years earlier, she made like a deal with the kids that they'd get what they want. One wanted a race car, one wanted a puppy. So one has puppies, the other one's a race car driver. And then the big fox lady attacks and takes their souls. That's very cool. Again, like, if that's what we're doing here, like, she needs these people who she makes deals with 50 years ago to do a thing, sure, I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. Why not explore that? So that's a good way to open the book. But then we cut back to kind of like the main event, because at the end of issue 1, Kendra fell through the roof of Galaxy's apartment. And now we see Galaxy's like, it's okay, babe. Like, you go out. You go. You got this. You're going to have a good day. You're going to pass your exam. When we come back, we'll party. I'll go deal with the superhero stuff because I am kind of a superhero. I'll also find another job. Everything's okay. Trust each other. We're all good. Beautiful chemistry. Something that I really appreciate, and you start to notice this a lot when you read a lot of like the newer characters or like younger characters within like these big comic book worlds, is that they handle conflict and like relationships very well. Sure, there is some like struggle, but I really appreciate is like modern readers don't need to see like the dilemma love triangle. It's like, no, if they're in like a committed, solid relationship, audiences can still respond to that. That's what we're doing here. And we just see in the other room, Kendra's like having a conversation with like all of her other past lives, and we see a bunch of different ones, which is kind of interesting. It's taking the idea that there's voices in her head and kind of running with it, that she can call upon her past lives, and you see Galaxy's like, it sounds like you're having like a disassociative state, like you have some brain trauma, like that's kind of fun. I mean, what else would you call it, really? Like, if we want to do everything with Kendra, and some people want to, Hawkgirl has been around forever. She's been on many different teams, very much countless iterations. Streamlining them into being like, she has a problem in her mind. Sure, I appreciate that. Cut to our villain who reveals her name, Vulpecula. Vulpecula? Sure. She turned the two brothers into monsters. I guess kind of mutants? I don't know. One's like a wolf because he wanted a puppy. The other one's like a robot car guy because he wanted a race car. And she unleashes them upon the world. It looks cool. Look, hey, that's fun. You're establishing that she can create stuff. It's not really cloning. She's just using like technology and magic from another world. So fine, whatever. It's working. I don't hate it. It's an idea. I'm here to support it. Kind of cool. She's a crazy bad guy. She's licking the blood of a dead thing. What else do you want? Cut back to Galaxy. She's meditating and her powers are varied. I didn't read the book that she was from. I don't know what her powers are specifically, but she's able to connect to the spiritual plane between Kendra and her wings, and doing that she can like bind them together so the wings accept her body, and then she can control them and manipulate them so they're no longer like affecting her in a different way. And it's kind of nice that like this is Kendra's like first time really connecting with like another human on just like a wow, everything feels like it's working better for me, because she was very distant with the Justice League at the beginning of the book, or not the Justice League, just the DC heroes. And now she's just kind of, okay, cool, like I'm connecting to this young woman, we're having fun. There is a little bit of just like dumping upon like what was everything happening in Galaxy's The Prettiest Star book. Here you go, I'm royalty, this dog protects me, this stuff, it's a lot to understand, but that's who I am and I appreciate it, I'm fine with it. And it's just Kendra like, yeah, I get complicated stuff like this. It's okay. Like, I think you're doing great. Like, I was killed and I came back, and it's crazy that this happens to us. And you see the Galaxy's like, well, this girl feels like she's branching out, like, leaving the nest a little bit, to use like a hawk metaphor. She is finding some happiness in her, just mundane life. And you say mundane loosely, but it's all superhero stuff, so you know what I mean. Just he's like, I'm going out with my girlfriend later if you want to like come out to like a bar with us and have a drink or something. And Kendra's like, I'll think about it, maybe. And you think she's going to like start to weep and be sad again, go back into like her solitude and just like hide away. But no, she actually goes out to the bar and she's having a good time. And she is a big, strong girl. Like, she is tall and she is buff and she is like shoulders above everyone. It's amazing. And as she's there, she runs into Abilene, the person that she had, lunch with earlier. And it's like, I didn't expect to see you at a gay bar. And it's like, we're in a gay bar? Fun. Hey, you don't have to make Hawkgirl a gay character. She's from a multitude of past lives. But if every single character in her vicinity happens to be gay, that is just a good ally. And I appreciate that with this story. And she's like, okay, cool. And then you see like, okay, the villain, what's her name? I just forgot it. Vulpecula. Yep, she's riding the robot car guy. Her horse and her dog are trotting along beside her. And then we just get a couple of pages where Kendra dances away all her frustrations and anger, and it's beautiful. Like, these are the kind of moments I dig in a book like this, where suddenly, like, all of them are coming together to like let loose and be okay, and you just see like a page that's depicting like all of like the voices slowly start to leave until there's only a couple left, depicting various iterations of Kendra. And then here comes the Fox Lady and her robot, and they fight, and it's just a fight for a minute, and you're like, yeah, that's fun, it looks cool, we're having a good time, everyone's enjoying it. You see Galaxy's girlfriend can actually get in on the action too. And when Kendra turns into Hawkgirl, she's like, yes, finally, I see it. The nth metal's in you. I need it. Give me the nth metal. It's all about the nth metal. That's really cool. The dog, too, he has like the Flurkin power from Captain Marvel, where like the cat can like consume you with like tentacles. He shoots fire and like destroys the dog. It's pretty sick. I like it. It's pretty, like, come on. We're doing something pretty fun here. It's interesting. And it's very colorful. I do like that too. Like, it does switch to like different background colors, like almost in every panel. But I'm like, they look beautiful. Like, there's oranges and there's purples and there's pinks and there's blues. It's very fascinating and it looks really interesting. And it just adds something to this book. Like, it's so specifically colorful. It reminds me a lot of like the earlier run that I reviewed for Wonder Woman, where she was like in Valhalla. Like, it has that kind of flavor to it with its colors, and that book looked great. Like, it looked fantastic. So if that's what we're doing here, sure, it looks great. It's awesome. She's like, I got you, you're dead. No, I need you. She needs the nth metal to get to the nth world. Is that like a new thing? Has there always been an nth world? I don't know the Hawks well, I don't know, but she rips off one of like the feathers of like the metal wings, and she sulks into the night. And that is when Abilene notices that Kendra's Hawkgirl, and that's kind of where the book ends. I'm like, okay, cool. That had everything. A character experiencing like a good moment through their depression. We learned a lot about Kendra. We learned a lot about Galaxy. And we had a guy that got turned into a car. That's pretty sick. Like, this is both a really nice, fun, whimsical story, but grotesque body horror with a fox lady. I think you're blending those pretty damn well together. Gotta say, that's pretty exciting. In this book, I like it. Again, I don't think it's perfect. There's a lot of like dialogue explaining stuff, and sometimes it does feel like we're just kind of like, treading water, but we're doing fine. I have no real complaints with this. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next in this book. A shame it's only 6 issues. I could read a bunch of these. So, Hawkgirl issue number 2, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.